This is a short video to get you started on hacking the software of the Zen Flute. And the easiest way to get going on this is to use the Arduino integrated development environment, which is what you see here. Arduino is basically a hobbyist microcontroller. It's really easy to get into. It uses a very simple form of C. This particular program will let you edit. You can edit here, and then you hit this button, and it will download it into the microprocessor, which in this case is a Teensy and Arduino compatible. Or you can just compile it. There's a lot of other buttons. It's very simple, and there's a lot of useful tutorials online. So you want to get this thing loaded, and the way to do that is to go to the Arduino site, and you want to download the latest integrated development environment, which at this time is 2.3.2. That should work. I'm doing this through a Windows machine. A little bit on your own for Mac, but it should work as well. When you're using this, you have to get a plug-in or an add-on to it, which is from the people who make the microprocessor that I'm using. It's called the Teensy Arduino, and I'll put the addresses in the comments. But this is an add-on that lets you work with the Teensy computer, which is being used in the Flute. It isn't Arduino compatible, but you need a little bit of a personality module to make it work. And this is what it looks like, Teensy 4 from these guys, PJRC. Okay, so once you get this thing loaded, you can get the software is on my website, or it's in the disk if you have a Flute, and you just want to go there, and it happened to be the last thing I opened, so I'll just load that right up here. And it's a volunteer product, so it doesn't always open my window. Okay, there we go. So this is basically the code. It's pretty long, and I'm not an excellent programmer. I try to put a lot of comments in here. I'll show you a little bit of what you can do. Basically, I've split the program up into these first two tabs here. You can see there's 3 tabs, and I think the last one is this is the Faust project that makes the flute, procedural flute sound. I don't know how this works. It's very cool. I just use it, and there it is, right? It's all its glory. So basically, you get this thing, you can edit it at this point, and I'll show you a couple things you can do. Before you get going, you need to basically tell it it's a Teensy 4. This one's automatically identified itself because I have it plugged into a USB port. But basically, you want to go to this Tools menu. You want to make sure the board is a Teensy 4. You can load that. You may have to play around with the port. Mine's automatically figured it out for me. But the port would be the USB plug you're plugging it into. I have it going faster. Why not? So it's pretty fast. But you also want the type to be serial, MIDI, and audio. This lets it emulate. It lets it produce MIDI output and audio output out of the USB cable. So you want to do that, and just go down here and click on that. At that point, everything should be running. You can download it simply by pressing that. You can see down here it's saying I'm compiling it. So it's taking the source code and turning it into object code and linking it. And when it finishes doing that, it'll try to download it into the Teensy, which you hopefully have it plugged in. And you have to do that a little bit ahead of time. Oop, there we go. And it's uploading it. The Teensy will blink red if you can see it inside the flute. And there you go. It looks like it was successful. So that's it. Now I'll show you one thing you can do real quickly if you want to get started in modifying this. And I'll try to put some other things together. One thing a lot of people would like to do is to change the pitch, the scale. And there's a lot of variables at the beginning here. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, so here it is. No, that's not it. Okay, here they're called scale filters, and for some reason the automatic formatter unwrapped this one, but basically this is the default one, and then there's 1 and there's 2, scale filter 2, and you get through these by pressing down the joystick button, and you get different colors. And basically these numbers represent the notes that it will hit. Everything else it's going to jump to one of these notes no matter what you're playing. And those numbers are detailed in a chart that I made. Just pull that in here, show you what that looks like. So those are the scale filter numbers right here. And here they are mapped to actual frequencies and note names. So this is also on the website. It's called a MIDI table, and you can use this to figure out what notes you want. So you can put any actual note in here and make your own scales up and actually load several of them. And so they're going to be persistent in there. If you actually want to mess with the frequencies, there's also a frequency variable here that converts. Yeah, here it is. These are the actual notes it's trying to hit. And if you're into microtonals and you want to be crazy, you can change these numbers as well. Anyway, I hope that gets you started. You know, I'll be coming out with a simpler version of this program that will be easier to hack. But you know, there's really nothing. Just save a copy. There's nothing you can break. Thanks.